Welcome back to the wilderness, everybody. In this video, we check out the brand new Starlink Mini and this ruggedized case with an integrated 24-hour battery and charge controllers, the all-new Star-Batt Mini. But first, this. So, we've come back to Canada for a few weeks to visit friends and family before heading back to our truck and back to overlanding South America. But while we're here, we thought we'd squeeze in a mini little camping trip in our mini car, in our mini tent, and show you guys the all-new Starlink Mini. During our 6 years of full-time overlanding through Central and South America, nothing has been more of a game changer for us than our Starlink internet connectivity. For the first 3 years of our trip, we relied on unusably slow cellular data to upload our videos, but all of that changed once Starlink became available in South America. I immediately ordered the full-size dish and promptly hacked the leg off so that I could flat mount it on our roof using my custom 3D printed mount. I suspect that's how many of you found our channel, as it's still our most popular video series here on YouTube. And now, SpaceX has made everything so much easier with the release of the new Starlink Mini. It's smaller than my laptop, making it very portable. It was actually designed to be powered with straight DC power without any modifications, and it has the Wi-Fi and router hardware built right into the dish itself, so it makes for a nice little compact unit to get high-speed internet anywhere you can see the sky. But the problem is that the Starlink Mini kit itself only comes with a 30-volt wall wart and a 5-meter cable, so the Mini kit is only portable within a stone's throw of a wall outlet. And while there are a bunch of videos online where people are trying various forms of hackery, powering the Starlink Mini from a drill battery or an EcoFlow power bank, I'll show you some of the pitfalls of those methods later. But first, the reason you're all here, the reason you clicked on the title, the Star-Batt Mini. And this time, we're breaking with tradition, and unlike my previous videos with grandiose, theatrical, and downright dangerous unboxings, in this video, we put it in the box. This is the Star-Batt Mini, and while the name maybe isn't that creative, the problems it solves definitely are. It's an all-in-one, ruggedized transport case designed for instant field deployment of high-speed Starlink internet anywhere you could see the sky. It features multiple USB charging outputs, plus a solar input port, complete with a crazy big 0.5 kilowatt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery. And of course, you can charge at home with the included AC wall charger, or from any 12 or 24 volt outlet in your car, truck, or RV. Or by the portable solar panel for practically indefinite around-the-clock off-grid internet access. Let me give you the dime tour. Inside the sturdy case, the lid has mounting provisions to quickly and securely mount your Starlink Mini, including these little locking tabs with ball detents. And because the case is radio transparent, the Starlink Mini will have no issues beaming its signal through the case, even if the lid is closed. Next, you just plug in your Starlink Mini and press the power button. It takes about a minute for Starlink to calculate its orientation with the satellites, and then if you want extra good signal, you can follow the on-screen guide and align it with best orientation with the satellites, and a few moments later, you're online, anywhere. It's like the president's nuclear football, but it's a network football. The 500 watt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery in this thing is ridiculously big. It will power the Starlink Mini for up to 24 hours without adding any additional charge, but it's easy to keep it topped up with the included lighter plug cable, and it'll charge at the full 120 watts that standard cigarette lighter plugs allow with their usual 10 amp fuse at 12 volts. And if you need more than 24 hours of total internet access, you can easily charge the Star-Batt Mini with fold-out solar panels like these. The guys at Star-Batt included these along with the pre-production sample unit they sent over, and I'm told they'll have them available as an optional add-on when the product goes live. But you could use any 12 or 24 volt panel you already have. Charging from solar panels is just as easy as you'd think. Just toss them out in the sun and plug the power in cable to the power in jack on the front of the case. As you can see from our little inline watt meter here, we're charging at about 100 watts. And the included AC charge brick uses the same connector as everything else. So basically all the charge methods all plug in here into this one input, and the Star-Batt Mini takes care of the rest. The Star-Batt Mini also has a built-in 65-watt USB Type-C power delivery charger port right here, as well as 2 Type-A ports. So it's an easy way to keep your phone, laptop, or tablet charged up day or night without needing to carry around another charger or different battery pack. Just plug it in here, press the little power button on the right side, and that enables the USB charge outputs. There is a display here that shows the battery's approximate state of charge, and then 2 fan grills on either side to keep the charger cool if you're fast charging it, although they're not running that often from what I've seen. There's also an external power output jack right here on the front of the case, which allows you to plug in the original 5-meter Starlink power cable right on the front. And that's there in case you need to take your Starlink Mini and run it out somewhere where you're out of the trees or need to get a better view of the sky. Another reason for the external power output plug, especially if you choose the black case, is that the Starlink Mini could shut down if it's getting too hot. So having your dish placed outside of a dark-colored case on an especially hot day or extended periods sitting in the sun can help that from becoming a problem. You could probably just leave the lid cracked for a little bit during an extra hot day. I don't know for certain. I've never personally run into any problems with heat-related shutdowns, but we are currently in a pretty cool climate. I can see this being an invaluable piece of kit for all sorts of situations outside of the obvious camping, hunting, and outdoor enthusiast activities. It would be a lifesaver for first responders of all kinds, disaster relief teams responding during floods when the power and internet goes down, fire departments in rural areas where they might be responding to farms or rescues in areas where there isn't great cellular coverage, or even West Coast fire camps where hundreds of firefighters converge to fight these wildfires. Having reliable communications in these remote mountainous areas to coordinate resources and stay up to date on what the wildfire is doing would be invaluable. And even the simple pleasure of these men and women being able to stay in touch with family and assure them they're okay after a hard day's work. Being from the heart of grain country Canada, I can think of farming family friends that have all sorts of farm equipment and being able to just grab the case and toss it in or on whichever tractor or combine you happen to be running that day. Imagine if you have a team of combines and you need to keep them running in the back 40. Those hardworking boys need access to technical service manuals, computerized diagnostic tools, locating and ordering parts to be brought out to the field when every hour counts to get that crop off. Because it's an all-in-one case, a go bag if you will, companies that have many service trucks don't need to have an additional Starlink unit and subscription for every truck. Whichever technician is heading out to that remote service call can just grab the case and head out. Or think how handy this would be for our good friend Levi Allen, YouTube's favorite adventure filmmaker. It seems he's always getting heli-lifted onto some mountaintop somewhere, filming on location, and the client wants to see dailies. Having internet makes that possible. And if you're up there with a big crew, posting their nightly Instagram reels, you'd be a legend. Levi also puts on these Adventure Film Academy trips where he teaches filmmaking to groups of people, hands-on training while underway. Just place the case face up on the bow and everyone can still be connected. Or what about getting dropped off in the middle of nowhere on a fly-in fishing trip when you're supposed to be available when the office calls about that big corporate merger? Of course, it's in a weatherproof case, so it's ideal for canoe trips with friends, if it gets left outside in the rain, or if it accidentally falls in the lake. Let me know down in the comments if there's a situation or use case that you can think of that would benefit from having a Star-Batt that can be instantly deployed to provide high-speed internet access in remote locations. And I can already hear the keyboard commandos out there. You know, you can run it from a USB power bank and an adapter cable, right? Yeah, I know. Mine runs for about an hour and a half and then it's dead. And then how are you supposed to recharge it? On top of that, I needed to go through 3 cables before I found one that actually worked. Or I've seen some videos of people running the Starlink Mini from a cordless drill battery, but that's not particularly elegant, and because most brands' low voltage cutoff is in the tool, you risk permanently damaging the battery by over-discharging it to the point that it won't ever recharge again, and that can be a pretty costly mistake. Even if you did it right, these batteries are only going to last a few hours without any option to recharge in the field. And of course, you could lug along an EcoFlow or a Blue Eddy battery bank, but that's probably a bit big and overkill if all you need is Wi-Fi and to be able to charge your phone or laptop battery. This does all that already. So I'd say the Star-Batt ticks a lot of boxes for all kinds of situations. Now, like I said, this is a pre-production sample that was provided for the purposes of making this video, but the first batch of production Star-Batt Minis will be available for pre-order in the weeks following the release of this video. They'll be available in black, green, and safety orange, and if you use the promo code overlanders, you'll get introductory pricing as well as the free shipping to the lower 48. I'll put all the links in the description as well as the first pinned comment if you're interested in checking that out. Sign up for the newsletter at starbat.com and give them a follow on Instagram.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, wow. Well, you look nice.
Thank
You got a fire
you.
going in the background?
Yeah, I thought I would show you around here. We got our fire going,
Okay. Yeah.
and then we've got, yeah, we got our Starlink and our Star-Batt going.
Was anybody out there at all?
No, we're
Today?
all by ourselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, just us and
Okay.
a couple squirrels. That's about it.
Did you get any pictures of you in the video?
Not too many of me. You know.
Let us know. You got Starlink.
Yeah, we have Starlink, so we'll let you know when we're coming back.
Yeah.
I will
That's
send
good.
you, I'll send you a few pictures of our food
Okay.
and the fire and a few things here right now. So,
Yeah. All right.
okay, see you tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. All
Bye.
right. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Sweetheart.
Bye.
And for today's extra content, a clever idea to stay in touch with the outside world if you need to hike away from base camp, far outside of Starlink's Wi-Fi range. You can set up a Meshtastic LoRa node like this one, and leave it here with Star-Batt, connect it to the Wi-Fi, and then enable MQTT, up and down links, so that your LoRa messages are bridged through the internet, which conveniently we have right here. This way, if your wife is at home with another node there, you could still send messages several kilometers away from your base camp by carrying another lightweight mesh node like this one. This way you can still send and receive messages that get relayed from node to node all the way back to the node closest to the Star-Batt and Starlink, and then those will get uploaded through the internet via MQTT and then pop out at your home where your best friend or wife would get the message. I've played around with Meshtastic a little bit about 5 years ago while it was very much still in its infancy, but it's come a long way since then, and I've got some newer, better radios and antenna here to play with. So let me know if that's something you're interested in, and I'll gauge the interest based off of those comments. Don't forget to leave a comment if you've got a scenario or situation that you think Star-Batt would be perfect for, and a second comment if you can think of a must-have feature that needs to be added. If you made it this far in the video, you must think it was pretty great, so do your part, hit that thumbs up button down below. It's free. Once again, a massive thank you to our supporting channel members, especially our top tier members, Furious George, Cecil Novell, East of Somewhere, Seam, John S., Austin Space, Aaron Isaac, Frank Brantz, and Gary Radon. It's the support of these fine folks that lets us keep making videos for all of you. That's going to be it for this time. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.